Hello and welcome to today's episode of Wait Just an Infosec. My name is Stephen A. Hart. I am the Director of Content Marketing here at Science Institute and a proud co-creator and co-producer of this program that my team and I launched back in April of this year. Today's episode is our last episode of 2023. And we're going to resume with an amazing series, our first of Wait Just an Infosec in January. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later in today's broadcast. So you want to stick around. And I promise you don't want to miss out on what we've got in store for our community coming up in 2024. Now, each week, I am so very excited to see all the amazing people that show up for a live broadcast. So if you're tuning in live, I'm going to encourage you to drop a comment right now in the chat. Let me know where you are, what time it is for you. So I am tuning in from the Washington, D.C. metro area. I'm in Maryland, just outside of D.C. And it is 10 a.m. on a Tuesday morning here right now. So let me know where you are, what time it is. And while you're typing that in the chat, I just wanted to share a little bit more about what today's episode is going to be all about, how we want to close this year. So this past Wednesday, December 13th, SANS had an award ceremony celebrating our 2023 difference makers. Now, Stephen, what is that all about? The SANS Difference Makers Awards, if you're not familiar, is something that began maybe about 12 or 13 years ago by our late founder, Alan Paulo and John Pescatori. It was created as a way for us to shine a light on cybersecurity practitioners who are leading innovative developments in the industry and who in many ways, make an outstanding, contribution to the InfoSec community in ways that deserve recognition, right? So in 2022, we leveled up, we expanded the categories and introduced two winners for each category. One winner is chosen by you, our community, and the other is selected by an advisory committee. And some of let me just share the categories with you quickly. There is article of the year, article or book of the year, influencer or community champion of the year, innovator of the year, mentor of the year, diversity champion of the year, open source tool creator, podcast, live stream, or video series of the year, rising star, team leader of the year, team or practitioner of the year, and we wrap up the night with a lifetime achievement award. Once more, we just love to thank all of this year's amazing sponsors, including AKA Identity and Trusted Sec. And I want to personally acknowledge our team behind the scenes: Kate Marshall, Rob T. Lee, Jessica Hill, Chris Cochran, Ron Eddings, the whole Hacker Valley team, Monisha Bush, Delisha Hodo, Brett Snyder, or entire AV team and SANS staff, everyone who had a part in helping make this night the best one yet. But nothing, absolutely nothing could have prepared us for, the speeches of the winners. And there were several moments in the night last Wednesday where I got teary, right? My eyes were filled. And, so in case you missed the live stream broadcast of last week, we wanted to go ahead and create an episode of our favorite moments and highlights from the evening with you. And I hope you enjoy. Check it out.
And again, for Article of Book of the Year, but now from the committee winner's choice, is Zinette Kamel.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm not a great speaker in this kind of moments, but I have something written just in case. So thank you, everybody. I'm truly honored to stand before you and actually meet you in person. Some of you, it's been such an honor just meeting here and the people that I've known online to meet them in person. Thank you for the nomination and thank you for SANS for this incredible award. It's been a privilege to be amongst you, you know, among individuals who are making a difference and making a positive impact truly to the industry. And it has been a tremendous year of growth, learning, and pushing beyond the comfort zone. This has been a very adventurous and crazy year, from graduating with grad school as a first generation from my family, publishing my third children's book, See Yourself in Cybersecurity, to collaborating and co-authoring an anthology with the most talented group of Black women in cybersecurity and privacy, which the co-authors are actually in this room. Shout out to you, Tia and Tasha. To delivering my first TEDx talk, which went live 2 weeks ago. I invite you to watch that talk, and creating my course this year, and I'm super grateful for that. So I want to say this is all for the women who look like me, for the hijabis, for the immigrants, for the career changers. This award is for the mothers. I have 4 kids, and if I can do that, anyone can do it too. But I also want to take this moment to acknowledge the state of the world that we're living in while we're celebrating tonight. Let's not forget the millions who are currently suffering, facing unimaginable hardships, displaced, calling for peace and pleading for freedom and justice around the world. Thank you to my dear and supportive husband of 15 years who's here with us in this room. To my adventurous 4 beautiful and smart kids. Hopefully they're watching, they're not distracted by Roblox tonight. And my parents and my friend Mariam, who's watching my kids right now while we're here having fun. Congratulations to all the nominees and the honorees. Thank you for this honor again. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. All right. I really was not expecting that. And I think I blame Chris for making me really nervous. Okay. You know, a lot of people think that I'm really good with crowds because I'm an influencer and my face is always mostly in your face on social media. But actually, I'm not very good at this. That's why I do jump cuts on TikTok and Instagram. But I'll just keep this short and sweet. Thank you so much, Sans, for this nomination. I'm extremely honored and in shock still, clearly. It's ironic to me that a cybersecurity professional is on social media in the first place, educating people about online safety, but I love being able to do that. I really want to thank my mom. She constantly supports me, and I don't thank her enough. She's literally the reason why I do most of my videos that are so viral, because she always asks me the security questions that most people ask. So thank you to my mom and my dad who showed me how important hard work is. And then thank you to my community, my family and friends for constantly supporting me and sharing my videos. All I really want to do is educate the public on being safe online and also inspiring the next diverse generation of people to get into a career in cybersecurity. For those of you guys that are watching that are interested in cybersecurity, you don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know how to do math. I almost failed my coding classes in college and I did aerospace engineering. So not even close to cybersecurity. And I absolutely love what I do. And I just want to inspire as many people to get into this career field. So thank you again so much. I have nothing else to say, but thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, now I see why they lowered the mic. Thank you all. I feel woefully unprepared. Everybody had like a speech written, and I did not know that that was going to be a requirement. I also didn't really think I was going to win. So thank you, everyone. It was an honor to be a finalist for this award. And this award isn't for me. It's for everyone who is doing this work and doing this hard work. One of the things I get asked a lot by, and I got asked this by the wonderful women at Black Girls Hack, the 2 Tanishas who are going to take over the world. They ask me why. And my why is a couple of reasons. My first why is encapsulated in a 5-year-old, very sassy girl who can't sit still, who is here tonight with me. But we got to make sure that we make this field important for her and her Daisy troop, who just earned the Cybersecurity Basics badge a couple weeks ago. Make it a safer world for them, but also make it a welcoming world for them so they can join cybersecurity. I'm also going to take the opportunity to call out some other folks who are doing amazing work in this space, some of them in this room. I'm trying to find him in here, but Simeon is here from the KC7 team. Simeon, Greg, Emily, and Wayman are creating a platform to make cybersecurity free for everyone, to bring all of the people who want to work in this field to help us fill this like million-person cybersecurity gap. And so this isn't an award for me, it's an award for everyone doing the work. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to the committee, everyone that voted for me, people that nominated me. Wasn't expecting this. I did jot down a couple of things that I should say. Want to thank you, special thank you to my wife. Every week when I'm doing my mentoring calls, she's there keeping the kids quiet, making sure that they're behaving so that I can present the information for the students that I mentor. I was part of the SANS Cyber Immersion Academy back in 2015. It truly changed my life, helped me get into cybersecurity. And when I had the opportunity to start mentoring for the SANS Cyber Immersion Academies, I jumped up at the opportunity. Love doing it. Been doing it for 5 years now, and it's totally awesome. Also want to thank the folks that mentored me along my journey, my time in the military and outside of the military as a government contractor, government civilian. Without folks taking their time to help me reach the things that I've accomplished in my career, I wouldn't really be here without that help. And encourage everyone, take some time out of your day and help someone. There's a lot of folks out there that want to join the community and they just need a little bit of guidance. So encourage everyone to take some time and help someone else. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Wow. We were, yeah, just like everyone else, not expecting. We were like, God, there's such a chance. When we set out to start the Cyber Queens just a little over a year and a half ago, we had no idea what it would become. We were just women with a point of view, and we thought that point of view needed a voice. And we firmly believe that it's up to those of us, especially for women and LGBTQIA+ minorities, to see it to be it, right? You need to know the women who came before are here to help the women who come after. And that was the mission we sought to fulfill. We had no idea it would resonate with as many people as it resonated with. But we have so enjoyed serving our community, and we thank all of our listeners, our supporters, our guests who have lent us their credibility and their voice to help amplify ours. This is really not just a win for a small women-led podcast in cyber, which is like unheard of, right? When they brought it to me, I was like, women in cyber podcasts. I was like, yeah, but what makes us different? What makes us special? What mission are we serving? And, we didn't just set out to like talk about whatever. We set out with a strategy. And so everyone's like, gosh, you're so lucky. And we're like, we're not lucky. We as women engineered this. We engineered this to be a possibility. And it just shows that, a newbie podcast we started a year and a half ago, doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, you can engineer this success for yourself. You can replicate these things. You can be successful practitioners in cyber. And that's a beautiful message. So we thank our companies who let us do this. We thank all of our supporters and listeners. And gosh, we're just...
And thank you to our current volunteers. We love all
Oh,
of
and our
you.
volunteers who keep Cyber Queens going, because we have a dozen of them. We love them all. So
Yeah. And I would like to add, it's not only for practitioners. I've been on the sales side for almost 15 years, so you can do anything in cyber.
yeah, that's what we're here to show you.
That's what we're here to show you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for my award. Most people don't know that I spent most of my cyber career in a cancer hospital, and this is my first holiday able to be free from that. So I want to thank everybody for just seeing me in spite of everything. I became an amputee during the beginning of my cyber career, and I thought I'd have to give it all away. And I want to thank my team at the Ohio State University James Cancer Hospital and Zoloft Research Center for saving my life. And when I thought I'd have to give up grad school, I just graduated with my master's last month. When I thought I couldn't, when I thought I wouldn't be able to code or do anything cyber related, they pushed me and they didn't let me leave the hospital on my 9-hour days without trying. And we all celebrated together. And when you believe in people and you reach out to them and you just support them, you never know what people are going through. I hid my cancer so well when I started my career. And I just thank everybody. I want to thank my mom, my nephew, my family, especially all of the Black women in cyber that pulled in for me and showed me that I can be here. I also want to thank my team at the FDIC, where I left, that pulled me up, encouraged me, walked me through my amputation at the cancer hospital, my whole experience. And they pushed me to go into the Senate this year, going to Senate Homeland, doing things that I never thought I'd be able to do. I want to thank Chairman Gary Peters, Senator Peters, Jeff Rockland, Chris Mulkins, the whole Homeland Cyber team. I want to thank my mentor, Angelica Dortch, for every single week. This woman empowers me. She takes time out of her day to see me and help me rise. And I just want to thank my new team for their support as we help advise the cyber director. And I never thought I'd go from being a flight attendant 3 years ago, studying in the back of the plane, all of the pilots and flight attendants that were my family at that time, helping me get to the overnights to study on the back of the planes in the airport crew vans. And I never thought that the prize would be here today doing that. And it means so much. And there's so many people like me just trying. And when you give people a chance, you can do great things. I never thought I'd be writing cybersecurity policy, and here we are. And I also want to thank Secretary Austin. And I want to thank former National Cyber Director Kimber Walden I have their picture saved in my home, actually, bringing work home, and showing me that I have to stand on big business as I keep going forward, but we can reach such great heights and do great and wonderful things for our nation. And now doing cybersecurity workforce matters, supporting and leading and following in their path. I just thank them so much for being brave, because this work takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage to speak up and be who you are every single day. And I thank everybody for allowing me to show up who I am, making accommodations for me, not writing me off just because I look different or I am different now, because I'm still Jazz. So thank you, and thank you.
And the winner of the Community Award goes to Kevin Mitnick.
So obviously not Kevin Mitnick. However, unfortunately, Kevin passed away this year from pancreatic cancer. And giving up in this talk, I was actually the most nervous I think I've ever been in my entire life. And I was actually just talking to Kimberly Mitnick, who has Kevin's unborn baby, Morty. She's 9 months pregnant and couldn't be here today. Kevin obviously is here shining today. And I actually wrote notes, which I never do. I've never written notes in my entire life, but I felt it was important today to represent Kevin and who he was. Funny story about Kevin. We always had this inside joke. Kevin and I were best friends starting back in 2010. And he sent me a direct message. And I've known Kevin since I was a kid. I saw, the most notorious hacker in the world, FBI's most wanted list and everything. And he obviously corrected that and became very good at what he did. But Kevin and I had this joke, which was I'd always send him via Signal I'd send him XOXO, hugs and kisses. And he'd always say, just the hugs, please. Or oh. And every time I'd go see him, I'd be like, let's go, man. He'd be like, no, just the hugs, just confirming. So we always had this hug and kiss thing going on, which Kimberly was always jealous of. But when I met Kevin in 2010, to know the type of person Kevin was, his persona, Kevin Mitnick, all this other stuff, he was just Kev. Kev said to me the very first time, he's like, hey, man, just want to let you know that the social engineer toolkit's pretty incredible and I love it. Didn't want anything, wasn't asking for anything. He just wanted to let me know that I was doing good work. And coming from somebody like Kevin, a staple in this industry, somebody that forged social engineering and what we know as of today, Kevin was that guy, and he never disappointed. I have so many stories, but so many of them are funny. He told me the story of Alias, where he was a sub in Alias, the TV show Alias with Jennifer Garner. And he wasn't allowed to use a real laptop because he was still under federal order not to use a laptop because they thought he could break into nuclear missile codes and things like that just by, whistling some codes over the phone. And, that's the type of guy Kevin's reputation was. But Kevin was the most kind-hearted person ever. And the reason why he reached out to me is because Kevin had an obsession, and that was cybersecurity. If you knew Kevin was on an engagement. Let's just say if you're in consulting, you know that you have 40 hours of an engagement. Kevin would spend 1,000 if he had to because he wanted to break into everything because that's what he loved to do. I'd get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. So Kevin and I would always go toe to toe hacking, various companies we worked together. And, I'd tap out at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and I'd get super far, but I wouldn't get all the way. And then I'd get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up. He's like, hey, I got in. I'm like, damn it, you beat me again. And that was Kevin. He was persistent. He was obsessed. And he wanted to be surrounded by other people that had that same obsession because he loved cybersecurity. He loved this industry. He wanted to help others. He wanted to make things better. And, I have so many stories here to go through, but his obsession was everything to him, and his friends were everything to him. He called me up when I was in Vegas for DEF CON, and he said, hey, do you want to go to Aerosmith? I'm like, sure, man, let's go. Let's go hang out. Didn't tell me that he had the same backstage passes as the band. So I'm hanging out with the entire band of Aerosmith. It's just us, Kevin, and Aerosmith. I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? He's like, I just wanted to see how you'd react. I'm like, are you serious? Another time I called him up randomly, didn't tell him anything at DEF CON in front of 4,000 people. And I said, hey, I have a customer that gave us approval. Let's live social engineer in front of 4,000 people. He's like, cool, let's do it. And he did it. And we got a shell in front of 4,000 people at DEF CON, with him just social engineering, me doing the technical work in the background. 2 weeks before he passed, Kevin asked me, hey, where's that hard drive? I'm trying to crack some passwords. You wanted me to send him a password list that we had over there. He just never stopped, even until his very last day, caring about security. The last thing I want to close with is Kevin was very, very faithful in his Jewish faith. And I had one of my buddies, Amit Serper, give me a passage that I wanted to read in Jewish, in Hebrew. And it's Beth Makan, Shahin, Anasim, Hishtadal, Lahi, Yatish. I practiced that like 4 times and I totally messed that up. But in the Mishnah, Hillel declares, in a place where there are no men, strive to be that man. And in today's society, men and women, we stand up when there's no one there to take the place of doing good in this world. And Kevin saw that in people, and he focused on mentoring everybody else here. And if you look at the DMA awards, the people that are up here are people that are mentoring others, that are forging new paths for other people. They're teaching other people because they care about this industry. And that was Kevin Mitnick. The last thing I want to impart on you is that Ronald Reagan once said, and I'm a Marine, so I can say this, that Marines, some people go their entire lives wondering whether or not they made a difference in this world. Marines don't have that problem. Kevin Mitnick did not have that problem. And Kimberly and his unborn son, Morty, soon to be born, I can't wait to hire him as the next future hacker in Trusted Sec. But I know Kevin would be shining down today looking at you saying, thank you for accepting me into this community and for everything you've done in this world. He was such an incredible human being. He is sorely missed every single day. And I will miss him as a best friend. So thank you all very much. Let's have this for him.
Now, how amazing were these recordings, right? Oh my gosh, still has me so moved thinking about, all the amazing challenges that so many of these winners had to navigate to rise to the top. It's a reminder to us all that no matter how we feel, right, we have to get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Our very own Thomas Wolf had a chance to talk briefly with a few of the winners right after the award ceremony. And we wanted you to hear some of what they had to say. Check this out.
I guess it's been about 12, 13 years ago, Alan Paller kind of came and said, how do we make heroes of folks that are really doing a difference? Because a lot of the stuff, especially on the defensive side, was not sexy, and there really were not a lot of people sort of, getting accolades and being recognized for their efforts, and they're working, week after week, month after month in the trenches, and nobody's ever calling them out for doing their job right. So we set this up. We said, look, let's go out to the community. Let's find out people that are the unsung heroes that are truly making a difference.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey that brought you here to the award today?
Yes, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here to win the committee award for Article or Book of the Year. I wrote a children's book out of an inspiration from my own kids getting hacked. And then this book, See Yourself in Cybersecurity, came about from helping children, the youngsters, our middle schoolers and high schoolers to know about cybersecurity and the journey. And the award came about from just sharing the knowledge and inspiring and making sure that girls and boys who look like me are represented in the industry, because we don't have diversity within the industry, and I want to make sure that we catch them early and we catch them good early on so that we can inspire them and make them see themselves within the industry.
What inspires you to do the work that you do?
Wow, that's a loaded question, but I think the need for us to have more diversity in the industry, but diversity is like diversity of thought, diversity of background, perspective, all these things, but I think inspiring others to believe that they can do this work is what we need to get more people interested in doing this work. Because I think when you're looking at an industry as difficult as tech, and more so when you kind of double click and you go into cybersecurity, the odds of someone that hasn't done it before believing they can be successful, they're pretty slim to none, right? So there needs to be a lot of people encouraging them, saying, hey, yes, you can. And I mean, that's how I got confident in doing the things I do. We all come from never having done it before, right? So encouraging the masses that yes, you can, and driving things that like close the cybersecurity skills gap, increase diversity as an industry only helps us get better.
Can you talk a little bit about what you hope your contributions do to help the cybersecurity community?
Hopefully my contributions help those that are trying to break into cybersecurity, help give them hope, give them a leg up, and help them meet the challenges that are facing the people without experience, without the connections to be able to break in, and just offer encouragement.
Listen, we hope you enjoyed listening to these highlights and clips in today's episode. The link again for the entire Difference Makers Award ceremony is accessible in the description as well as in the comments below. Please go ahead, watch the entire thing in case you missed it. Make sure you tag a friend or share it with some colleagues, coworkers. Once again, you're tuned into our final episode of Wait, Just an InfoSec for the year 2023. We're going to resume and kick off the new year with a January series focused on predictions and trends for 2024. Our very first episode back is going to feature John Hubbard back in the seat as guest host, and he's going to be talking with an amazing panel on cyber defense predictions and trends for 2024. We're going to follow that episode up with 3 more episodes focused on cloud security, ransomware, and we'll wrap up January talking about ICS, industrial control systems. So we'll kick the year off on January 9th, Tuesday, January 9th. Make sure that you're subscribed and following SANS Institute channels on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, also on Facebook, so you don't miss out on any of this good content. Once again, I'm Steve Nehart. I'd like to close this episode out giving a big thank you to my content team, Brett Snyder, Michelle Peterson, and Thomas Wolf. This program doesn't happen without your help. Thank you so very much. Also want to say a special big ups to our social media team, our creative team, and our entire global marketing team here at SANS, who help us produce and promote this show each and every week. Thank you so very much. Wish each and every one of you a happy holiday and a prosperous and profitable 2024. Enjoy.